bachelor and I live all alone, and I work in the weaver's trade. And the only thing I ever did wrong was courting a fair young maid. I courted her one summertime and all the winter too. And the only thing I never should have done was to save her from the foggy, foggy dew. I got so tired of living alone, I said to her one day, I've a nice little crib in my old shack where you may safely lay. You'll be alright in the summertime and in the winter too, and you'll lay right warm and take no harm away from the foggy, foggy dew. I don't think much of this old shack, and I shall lonely be, with only that poor old cypress cat to keep me company. There's a cricket singing on the hearth, and what can that thing do? If the night turns raw and the fire won't draw to keep me from the foggy, foggy dew. One night she came to my bedside when I laid fast asleep. She put her head down on my bed and she began to weep. She yelled and cried, she well near died. She said, what shall I do? So I hauled her into bed and I covered up her head to save her from the foggy, foggy dew. Says I, my dear, lay close to me and wipe away those tears. Then I hauled her shift up over her head and I wrapped it around her ears. We were alright in the winter time and in the summer too, and I held her tight that livelong night to save her from the foggy, foggy dew. Now lay you still, you silly young fool, and don't you feel afraid, for if you want to work with me, you have to learn my trade. I taught her all the summertime and all the winter too, and truth be told, she learned so well, she saved us from the foggy, foggy dew. One night I laid there good as gold, and then she said to me, I've got a big pain in my back where no pain ought to be. I was alright in the summertime and in the winter too, but I've got some ill or kind of chill from laying in the foggy, foggy dew. One night she started to moan and cry, says I, what's up with you? She said I never should have been this way if it hadn't been for you. I got my boots and trousers on, I got my neighbor too, but do what we would, we couldn't do no good, and she died in the foggy, foggy dew. So I am a bachelor, I live with my son, and we work in the weaving trade. And every time I look at his face, I can see the eyes of that fair young maid. It reminds me of the summertime and of the winter too, and of many, many nights she laid in my arms to save her from the foggy, foggy dew.